Okay, let's unpack this a bit. We all run into information that just feels true, maybe because it's familiar, phrases like crocodile tears or quotes we see shared constantly online.
Right.
But have you ever really stopped to think where that information actually comes from? Or if it's maybe been twisted along the way?
Yeah.
So today, we're not just looking at fun facts, we're kind of exploring the surprising journey information takes and how sometimes it gets completely distorted.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how our own sort of natural human tendencies combined with just how fast technology moves now.
Right.
It can make us feel like we're really well informed when actually we might be misinformed.
Exactly.
So this deep dive, it's really about how to tell the reliable stuff from the noise and why being genuinely informed is, well, more crucial than ever, really.
So yeah, our mission today is basically to give you, our listeners, some insights, maybe some practical ways to become a more discerning consumer of knowledge.
Get ready to challenge some assumptions, maybe.
Definitely. And learn how to dig for the truth like a pro. Okay, so where do we start? Maybe with those catchy phrases.
Yeah, let's do that. The everyday ones.
Okay, crocodile tears. This one is actually a great example, I think. It's not just some weird medieval idea. It really shows how easily wrong information, or maybe just misattributed stuff, gets beaked into our language.
We all know what means fake sadness, right?
Right. But the origin traces way back. 14th century, this book, The Travels of Sir John Mandeville.
Oh yeah, that was hugely popular, wasn't it?
Hugely. And it claimed crocodiles literally wept while eating people. It actually says, these serpents slay men and eat them weeping.
Wow, and they have no tongue. Weird detail.
Totally inaccurate, obviously. But Mandeville's story, it gets picked up, even ends up in Shakespeare.
And then boom, it's an idiom by the 16th century.
Exactly. Crocodile tears.
That really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other phrases we use all the time might be based on, old myths or just completely misunderstood.
Oh, definitely.
Like history repeats itself. People say it all the time.
Yeah.
But they almost always leave off the second part from Marx. First is tragedy, then is farce. Changes the meaning quite a bit.
It really does. Or how about pull yourself up by your bootstraps?
Right. That originally meant doing something literally impossible, like physically lifting yourself by your own bootstraps.
Not about self-reliance at all, initially.
No. And that's where we get the computer term boot from, actually.
Yeah.
Booting up a system.
That's fascinating. I didn't know that connection. It shows how we sort of curate our understanding, doesn't it? We leave out the bits that don't fit the narrative we like.
Like great minds think alike.
Ah, yes. Always forgetting the cynical punchline.
But fools rarely differ.
Yeah.
Changes the tone completely.
And assume makes an ass of you and me. That's just a fun folk etymology, right? Not some ancient wisdom.
Right. It shows language evolves, sure, but also how quickly we just accept the popular version without digging deeper.
Even someone like Benjamin Franklin, poor Richard's Almanac, he added a ton to our stock of common sayings.
And if we zoom out, this really connects to what our sources say about researching online.
Yeah, how so?
Well, the internet just makes it incredibly easy to spread the wrong stuff. Misinformation, wrong attributions.
Oh, for sure. Viral lists, catchy headlines.
Exactly. Often really poorly researched. But people read them and think, okay, I get it now. They feel informed.
Right. It's that idea of mistaking knowledge you looked up for knowledge you actually possess.
Precisely. Mistaking outsourced knowledge for internal knowledge. That's the term.
Okay, so that leads us into tricky territory. This whole idea of expertise being, well, under attack almost.
Yeah, our sources point to this worrying trend. Growing public anger, kind of, towards experts.
Where claims of expertise get dismissed as just appeals to authority or elitism.
Driven by this idea that all opinions are equally valid. Which sounds nice, but...
That isn't really helpful when you need actual facts, right?
Right. And there are deep psychological reasons for this. We all have confirmation bias,
We look for stuff that confirms what we already think.
Exactly. It's almost a survival thing, maybe.
Yeah.
Makes us favor fear over optimism sometimes. And it's really hard to argue with someone whose beliefs are tied up with their sense of self.
Yeah, that's a tough one. When someone's opinion is their truth, to disagree feels like disrespect. To correct them is like an insult.
Especially with what the sources call low information voters who are absolutely convinced they're right.
And in that environment, who needs actual experts, right? You got celebrities, Gwyneth Paltrow and vaginal steaming.
Or Jim Carrey, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. pushing anti-vaccine ideas, going completely against medical consensus.
Quite something.
And this makes you think about where people get their confidence from.
Right.
Our sources talk about how college education becoming more like a commodity can lead to diploma mills.
Where the degree just means you showed up, basically, not that you learned critical thinking.
Pretty much. And then grade inflation gives students this unwarranted confidence. They think they know more than they do.
And if students are evaluating teachers, like peers,
it just chips away at the respect for real expertise.
Yeah.
And then the internet being huge and anonymous.
Yeah, the echo chambers.
Exactly. It lets counter knowledge just flourish. And that's not just wrong info. It's like a whole alternative system built on its own logic.
Or sometimes the lack of evidence is seen as proof.
Bizarrely, yes. Proof of a cover-up or something hidden.
Okay, wow. So if the whole landscape is like this, and expertise itself is challenged, what do we do? How do we, as learners, navigate this?
Well, the methods historians use offer a really good model, actually.
How so?
Well, history itself is super important, right?
Right.
Helps us make future decisions, understand the past, avoid mistakes. Charles V even called it a detailed account, not just a record.
Okay.
And historians use all sorts of tools, like agrobiology, studying old grains from Mohenjo-Daro to figure out ancient farming, or medical science, analyzing Napoleon's hair for poison, or diagnosing diseases of figures like Shivaji or Peshwa Madhavrao I from symptoms described in old text. They build a really full picture.
And the sources they use are key, right? Primary versus secondary.
Exactly. Primary sources are the direct clues. Diaries, letters, government records like East India Company files or British Crown records, court documents, medical files, created at the time.
Gotcha. Direct evidence.
Whereas secondary sources, textbooks, biographies, encyclopedias, they're interpretations of the primary stuff.
And that's where errors can creep in if info gets passed along too many times.
Precisely. Which brings up a good point. If experts can be wrong, or if the first info is flawed, how do we trust anything?
Yeah.
But as science, scholarship, it's a process, not a final answer. Experts aren't psychic.
Right.
Think about that claim that no Irish need-apply signs were just a myth.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that.
It was debunked by a student, someone who just diligently went through old newspaper databases and found them.
Wow. So persistence pays off.
It shows that real expertise is a mix, right? Education, talent, experience, and getting affirmed by your peers. Plus, using rigorous methods, replication, footnotes, accountability.
So it's not magic. Even pollsters who basically sell predictions.
They admit luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Prediction is still a kind of design based on work.
Okay. I have to admit, I've definitely shared a quote online thinking it was right and then later found out, nope, completely wrong attribution. It's kind of embarrassing, actually.
We've probably all done it. It's easy to fall into that trap.
So this really underlines how important our role is as critical learners. And when we're doing research online, it means being actively discerning, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So for you listening, when you're doing your own digging, what should you remember? First, verify quotes, right?
Use exact match searches. See where it really came from.
And check out the author. Are they actually an expert in this specific thing? How did they get their data?
Yeah. Investigate the methodology. And always look for the original source if you can. Don't just settle for the summary.
Primary sources over secondary, if possible.
Right. And tools like archive.org, the Wayback Machine, they can be useful too. See if a web page changed over time.
Oh, good tip. And comment sections on articles.
Read with caution. They might give you different perspectives, sure, but they are absolutely not reliable sources of fact.
Right. Good context, maybe, but not evidence. And be really wary of those viral lists and clickbait headlines.
Definitely. Often shallow, designed for clicks, not accuracy.
So ultimately, it kind of comes down to us taking responsibility, doesn't it?
Yeah, one of our sources puts it bluntly. Lay people must take more responsibility for their own knowledge. Can't just complain the world's too complex.
It's about realizing maybe that nothing is as easy as it looks.
And that you can never do merely one thing. Everything's connected. Your information consumption have consequences.
And maybe that C.S. Lewis idea, that's saying, I'm as good as you when it comes to knowledge, maybe that comes from insecurity and actually stops us from learning.
Could be. It's about moving past just having an opinion to having an informed one.
Yep. Right. So this whole deep dive, it really shows that being well-informed isn't like a destination you arrive at. It's an ongoing thing.
A journey.
Yeah.
Requires curiosity, thinking critically.
And being willing to dig deeper than the surface, whether it's where a common saying comes from or, a complex political issue.
Yeah, it's about appreciating the hard work experts do, but also knowing the pitfalls of misinformation and empowering yourself with the tools to figure out what's true.
Because in a world where, as someone said, facts can get in the way of a good opinion.
Your ability to think critically, to engage with information carefully, that's your best asset.
And maybe, in trying to learn more, we find out a kind thought is never lost, maybe, or that the thrill is worth the risk of actually challenging what we think we know.
Absolutely.
So what new perspective will you go looking for next?